All right. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, depends where you are. So this is Dan with Ledger Support. As usual, this is our daily live support session. So I'm here to answer all of your questions. So of course, if you need anything, if you need help with any Ledger questions, then feel free to post your questions in the chat. I'll be very, very happy to answer all of them. So I'll go sequentially. I can see you guys are back. Yeah, a few of you back in some familiar handles in the chat. So this is very, very good. I'm very happy that you guys keep coming back to those live sessions. Before I start, just quick mic check, sound check, video check, all of that. Just make sure, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Please just post that, post a yes or yeah, we can hear you in the chat so I can proceed. And yeah, as usual, I'm here to answer any of your questions. So, I'm here for an hour until 6 p.m. So just go for it. Ask me anything you want. This is the reason why we're doing those daily chat. So yeah, cool. I think I'll start. So, okay, so the first question is from AA, and AA, okay, great. Thank Crypto Professor for the feedback. The first question is only one question. How can we verify our private key can't get exported? Hardware, firmware, and software. Okay, so that's a good question. So just to be clear, so LedgerLife in terms of software, so LedgerLife doesn't store private keys, so that's something that's important to point out. The private keys are stored in the device secure element, and the secure element is designed in such a way that the private keys stay in the secure element, and no one has been able to hack the secure element up until now, which is not necessarily the case with other hardware wallets that have been hacked in the past, but Ledger hardware wallets have never been hacked. The secure element has been, proved to be like a very, very safe way to store private keys. Now, the device is also designed in such a way that there's something called the trusted display on the device, which basically will tell you whatever happens, whatever you're going to do on the device, the trusted display will make that clear to you. So for example, if you're about to sign a transaction, then the Ledger screen will tell you that, yes, you are about to sign a transaction. If you are about to, create a deposit address, then the device will tell you that. If a device were about to, share private keys, which they can't do, but let's say, for example, they would, the device would do that for whatever reason, then the device will also be able to tell you what's going on. So yeah, so this is how our devices are architected. They're designed to keep the private keys inside the secure element. And yeah, so I hope that answered your question. And one more thing, just keep in mind that when you create your private keys for the first time, right? When you generate those 24 words, then you can do it completely offline, right? So you don't have to connect your device to anything. You can get like a Nano X, for example, you just put it on charge and then securely create your private keys completely offline. You don't have to plug it into anything, and then create your private keys. So you recover your phrase at that point. And and then you can encrypt your private keys with a second layer of security called a passphrase. So the passphrase is just a way, you really don't trust Ledger. You want to make extra sure that your private keys and your accounts are safe, and you don't rely on just the recovery phrase. Then you can also add a passphrase on top of your accounts, which basically it's like a way to create secret accounts on top of your existing accounts. And the cool thing about passphrase is that even if someone were to find, for example, a 24-word recovery phrase, if they don't have the passphrase, they won't be able to access your accounts, even though they have access to the 24 words. So it's very powerful. I think, to me, that should be part of the standard way to set up a device, but we consider this an advanced feature. That's one of the reasons why we just keep it the normal onboarding is just generating you 24 words. But for you guys, I would definitely recommend, if you've been using a Ledger for a long time, I would say just definitely look into passphrases. It's really powerful, and this way you sort of eliminate a central point of failure, which is the recovery phrase, right? And so if you want to learn more, I'm just going to drop this link here into the chat. It's a link to the Help Center called How to Set Up a Passphrase, and you can look that up and like add a passphrase if you want to. Just so you know, if you create passphrase accounts, you'll have to move your funds from your normal accounts to passphrase accounts. Okay, so by adding a passphrase, you'll be creating like completely new secret accounts, and you'll have to move funds from those normal accounts to your secret accounts if you wish to. Okay, so I hope, sorry, that was a bit of a rambly answer from my part, but I hope that covered most of your question here. Next question was from Arash Zidi. That wasn't a question, that was just a heart emoji. So returning the heart back to you, Arash. Thank you for that. Next question is from Crypto Professor. Hello team, I managed to unstack my Near token through the Near wallet using Ledger, but the tokens are still not available to restack or send to another wallet address. Yeah, so that might be because maybe the Near network has sort of like a cooldown period before you're able to actually get your tokens back in your address, right? So it's sort of a common thing when it comes to like many proof of stake blockchains have this system where you sort of bond your stake, and your stake activates pretty much instantly. You just sign a transaction, but then if you want to unstake, then there is this cooldown period, which can be pretty long. So I'm thinking, for example, Polkadot, you can stake like very, very quick. But if you want to unstake, then you would have to wait for 28 days after the initial unstake transaction. So that's something to keep in mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Near actually has the same sort of system. So maybe I can check that for you. So the first place I would go to is like the Near article here. See if there is anything here that mentions Near. Send Near. Okay, so there is no staking article. Okay, maybe I can go into the documentation. Staking Near. Let me check. Staking Near. Okay, so maybe there is some more. I apologize. I'm not super familiar with Near, to be honest. But I'm sure there is some documentation about this. Okay, unstaking your Near. Here we go. Unstake. Okay, so here we go. The unstaked amount. So here we go. See here. So the rewards. So when you unstake, the rewards will be immediately cashed in. The unstaked amount will be available for withdrawals after 52 to 65 hours time lock. Okay, so there is a time lock on your stake after you unstake. So that's probably why something is happening. You're still within that time frame. If that's not what's happening, you can share the unstake transaction in the chat if you don't mind, making that public, and I can take a look. If not, you can just send me a ticket via the Help Center. So support.ledger.com, this URL here. Open the ticket, mention my name, and then drop the case ID number you'll receive into the chat so I can take a look for you. Yeah, but if I had to guess, that's probably because there's still a time lock on your unstake transaction. So I hope that answered your question. Cool. All right, next question. So next question is from Yan Apray 144. Where can we find the contract addresses of the currencies in the app? Thank you. Okay, that's a good question. So, okay, let me show you where you can find contract addresses. So contract addresses, typically, they will only apply to tokens, okay? So for example, so Ethereum, so if you open your Ethereum account, and then you select, let's say Pepe here, you'll find the contract here, and then you can just open the Explorer, and I'll show you where that goes. That goes back into the browser, and you'll find the contract address here for Pepe. And then, you can do some stuff with the contract address. For example, you could plug your Ledger device into MetaMask, and then you could manually import your tokens into MetaMask by using the contract address. That's one way to do this. So yeah, this is how it works. This is where you can find contract addresses. I think this feature is available for pretty much like any smart contract blockchain. So those are the ones that do support tokens. So checking Polygon probably has the same feature as well. I can't guarantee all. Yeah, see, like Polygon has this feature as well. You can find the contract addresses here at the top, but it might not be the case for, accounts that don't support tokens. So I'm thinking about Solana, for example. We don't support Solana tokens, so you won't be able to see the smart contract addresses here. Just quickly checking for ADA. I do think. Okay, so ADA, no contract address. I think that's due to the fact that the Cardano blockchain doesn't use smart contract. They just use UTXOs. Anyway, I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but yeah, I hope that answered your question. Next question, Kan Chen. So with the stack question, yes. So yes, Kan, stacks, I still don't have an ETA for you guys. Again, we are working, like you can't see it, but I can see the progress on our side when it comes to stacks. So we are working very hard to develop that product. I've had the chance to test the product. It is being developed. It is a good device, but we just want to ship it when it's really, really good, not when it's just like okay, but we just want to push it out. We'll ship it when it's really good and you guys get worth the money you paid, and we don't want to disappoint you. So I know it's frustrating. I'm waiting for my stacks as well. I only have a beta version of the stacks with me here. So yeah, just bear with us, and we'll have some news whenever the stacks become available. We'll send you an email on the email that you provided to pre-order. We'll send you some notification here. Okay. Next question. So guys, by the way, if you just joined the stream, this is Dan from Ledger Support. I'm here until 6 p.m. to help you with your Ledger questions / problems / whatever you want to ask me. So go for it. I'll try my best to help you out. Next question from Philip Mazzola. Will AVAX ever be managed in Ledger Live? The answer is yes, Philip. I unfortunately don't have an ETA for you in terms of when that would be available in Ledger Live. It used to be available in Ledger Live for a short period of time as sort of like a beta version. It's not the case anymore. Now you just need, you have to plug your Ledger device with a third-party wallet. I think that should be the Avalanche wallet, but there might be a bunch of them that are also compatible with Ledger. But this is something that we want to bring into Ledger Live. So AVAX C-Chain, probably the C-Chain will be integrated first, and maybe hopefully the P-Chain, all these different chains will be integrated. But as always, when it comes to software development, it's very difficult to give like a definitive ETA because nobody knows for sure. Like it's chaotic, things get pushed around, and if something urgent breaks, for example, on our side, then we have to take care of it, and then that move deadlines and stuff like that. So yeah, I know it's not really an answer, but it's definitely on the roadmap, and we'll ship that as fast as we can. For now, guys, you can just use the AVAX third-party wallet. That is a perfectly good, perfectly safe wallet to manage your Ledger Avalanche accounts. I'm going to actually share that in the chat for you, Philip, so you get to check it out if you don't know about it already. Here we go. Okay, next question, 007 Bond. What is the most common way of cashing out of crypto from ERC20 tokens? Is this the best way? ERC20 token swap via 1inch or Uniswap to ETH, then send ETH to Coinbase when convert ETH to fiat? Yeah, that's one way you can do it. You could also just send your ERC20 tokens to Coinbase if they support whatever that ERC20 token is. I think whenever I get this question, Mr. Bond, I always ask two questions: is do you want to cash out, as in you want to send the money back to your bank account, or do you just want to swap into like some stable currency? Because if you just want to swap back into some stable currency, you can just swap your tokens for altcoins. For stable coins. So for example, just to give you a quick example, but instead of, cashing out to ETH, you could instead convert your tokens to something like USDT or USDC or DAI, and you can do this via PairSwap. So that would be a way you can cash out. So you can use PairSwap for that to do those swaps. Another way, I wouldn't recommend to swap your tokens for ETH and send the ETH to Coinbase. If Coinbase supports whatever token you're trying to send to Coinbase, just send the tokens directly, because swapping ETH for ERC20 tokens for ETH will incur a fee, and you don't necessarily want to pay that extra fee if you can just directly send the coins to Coinbase. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If you want to do the entire cashing out via the Ledger ecosystem, you could indeed swap ERC20 token for ETH and then use something like Byte, which is in the Discover section, to cash out. But again, you would incur multiple levels of fees, and Byte only supports ETH for euros and Swiss francs. So that's not necessarily what you're looking for, I think. So again, just to summarize, if Coinbase supports the token, just send it to Coinbase directly, and then cash out. If you just want to swap into a more stable asset, then you can just swap your ERC20 tokens for a stable coin. That will have the same effect. What's cool about stable coins as well is you can use them in DeFi as well. So yeah. Okay. All right. Next question. Buddy X. When Cardano NFTs in live? I don't know. I know it's on a roadmap as well. I've seen some internal presentations about it. Again, it's difficult to say exactly when that would be shipped. For now, if you want to manage NFTs from your ledger, you can use something like Nami Wallet. Nami Wallet, good solid wallet for Cardano users. Yep. So I'm just gonna share that with you. At least it was a solid wallet at the time I used it, and it's fully compatible with Ledger. So yeah, check this out. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay, next question, guys. Gary Karen. I purchased a Ledger Stacks on Feb, still haven't received it. When will I receive it? What's the status any longer? Then refund my payment. Yeah, Gary, so I totally understand the frustration. I keep saying this, I say it all the time, but I'm also waiting for my stacks myself, so I know it's been a long time, but again, we just really want you guys to get a good device. We are really pushing very hard to ship those devices and for those devices to be good. So please bear with us, and really you're gonna get a good device. But we just need a little longer to ship those devices. In the meantime, what you can do is just keep an eye on the email that you provided when you pre-order, because that's where we'll send you a notification and an update. So guys, again, sorry again for the stacks delays. We're working as fast as we can to ship those devices, and we will send you a good device. We don't want to push something out the door and disappoint you. So yeah, please bear with us. Mark, any update on Are We for NanoX yet? Not yet, Mark. No update for me. So it's only available for NanoS and NanoS Plus for now. I can escalate the question whenever, if I can, get some answer from an engineer. But as always, with software development, things get, deadlines are a little fluid because you never know, how things gonna turn out. It just takes one bug or one thing that breaks, for us to completely have to drop a project temporarily and then take care of that and then go back to develop. And when it comes to external apps like that with, we work with the team. So for example, in this case, the Arweave team. And so very often there is like a back and forth as well between our developers and the Arweave developers. So that can also, lengthen the process. Marcelo, hello. Can I stake Radix? Radix. Okay. I'm vaguely familiar with Radix. Let me check for you. So definitely, I don't think you will not be able to stake it in Ledger Live, but you might be able to stake it with your Ledger device connected to something like MetaMask, or maybe Radix has like their own wallet. Okay, so Radix, let me check. Seems to be okay. So it's not a token. They have their own chain apparently. Okay, so it's not supported. Marcelo. Let me check that real quick. No, it's not supported. Okay. But my question is like, is that the coin you're talking about? If you could confirm, because a lot of those tokens and coins, they share sometimes the same name. So can you please confirm that this is what you're talking about here? I'll share the link with you. And if you could just just let me know. If yes, I'll dig a little deeper, see if I can find a way for you to stake that. That being said, Marcelo, just in case you can't stake Radix, let me suggest some alternatives. There is some great staking options in Ledger Live. There is Tron, there is Solana, there is Ethereum, there is Tezos, there is Polkadot. There is like a bunch of stuff that you can stake in Ledger Live. So if Radix doesn't do the trick, then you'll find something else. I would Cosmos as well. Cosmos is really user friendly when it comes to staking. Pretty easy to stake. Let me check. I think we have an article that just cover all the tutorials. Staking your crypto with Ledger Live. Here we go. So check this article here, Marcelo, for all the different staking options in Ledger Live. Just coins that are user friendly to stake. Just so you know, Solana, very user friendly, like just a few clicks and confirmation on the device and you're good to go. I would say Cosmos is also very easy to stake. More advanced would be something like Lido, ETH via Lido. Tezos is quite easy as well to stake because they have liquid staking, delegation, sorry. And then on the harder side, you would find something like Polkadot. Polkadot has very good APR. I think it's almost like 20%, but on average, right? 20%, but there is a minimum amount of DOT that you need to stake, and the staking process is actually pretty complicated because you have to select your validator manually. Okay, next question, guys. Okay, if you just joined the stream, by the way, this is Dan with Ledger Support. I'm here for another 30 minutes to answer all your Ledger questions, so please feel free to drop them in the chat, as usual. Next question, 77. Welcome back, 77, familiar face here. Hey, Dan, I want to say I've been enjoying the experience with Ledger the last month or so. Hey, that's great to hear. Thank you for the feedback. If I can make your experience even better, just don't hesitate. I know you come to those live very often, so drop your question and I'll try my best to help you out, okay? And thank you again for the kind words. Like, it means a lot to us at customer support. We really enjoy those positive feedback. I know it's not always an easy ride with Ledger, guys, but like, bear with us. We're really trying to our best to provide you with the best experience. Really, like the team is really dedicated. Cool. Okay, moving on. Cruz, can I stake HBAR on Ledger Live? No, Cruz. As 77 is saying, you cannot stake on Ledger Live, but you can stake via Hashpack. So you would connect your Ledger device to Hashpack, and then you would create a staking account. It's pretty straightforward. There is documentation that explains how to do it. And we have a Help Center article here that we'll share with you so you can learn how to do it, Cruz. And yeah, so HBAR, another staking option, not in Ledger Live, but solid staking option as well. So try those steps and let me know if I can help. Make sure you update everything, before you try the steps. Like, make sure you've got the latest version of the firmware. Make sure you've got the latest version of the Ethereum, the HBAR app and all of that good stuff as well. Next question, Universal. I couldn't connect to MetaMask yesterday with my Ledger Nano S and had to get a Coinbase wallet instead. Was there an issue? It's possible, Universal. It depends. So there's been issue with Firefox recently. So if you try, so basically, connecting your Ledger device to MetaMask on Firefox is just not gonna work. It's completely broken, and there is nothing we can do. It's the Firefox team that basically killed the piece of code that made it possible to connect your Ledger device to MetaMask on Firefox, so it's not possible to do it anymore. So maybe that's what you experienced. If you experienced a different issue, then just let me know in the chat and I can look into this. But I'm glad you managed to use the Coinbase wallet instead. It's also a good option. Next question, Aria. Excuse me, Dan, I wanted to send some magic. I'm guessing use Matic, right? Polygon Matic to my Ledger ETH address, but I sent it wrongly to the same address wallet, but on ARB blockchain on my Ledger. Ledger doesn't support ARB. What should I do? So I wanted to send. So Aria, just to clarify, so you should be good. You should be good as long as it's the same address. That you should be fine. Just so you could clarify, like, do you mean magic, the token magic? And if it's the token, could you please maybe share? Could you please share the CoinMarketCap link to the magic? Like, do you mean this token, for example? Do you mean this token, the magic token here? If that's what you mean, then let me know, and I'll show you the steps to actually see those tokens in Ledger, in MetaMask. And don't worry, your funds are not lost. They've just been sent to the wrong network, but you have the private keys to that address on the other network, so don't worry. Magic token. Okay, so can you actually? Is that what you mean, Aria? Like this token, magic token, the one that linked? If you could just clarify real quick. Okay, all right, next question. Daniel, hello Dan, hey Daniel. I'm trying to send HBAR from Ledger to Exchange, but errors appear. That transaction cannot be made in February. It was no problem to send HBAR. Do you know something about this, please? No, not really, actually, Daniel. I think if you could tell me what kind of issues you're facing. If you get an error message, then if you could just tell me what you see on Ledger Live. I would also suggest to try the same transaction but via Hashpack as well. So you just connect your Ledger device to Hashpack and try the transaction again, because that might get you unstuck here. Let me share the link to the article. So I'm not aware of an issue particularly with Hashpack, but with Hedera, but let me know if you see anything specific. Okay. Rob, okay, Daniel, this is what I've not sent my quants to wallet. Okay. Oh, okay. There is a follow-up. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping questions here. So after Daniel, there was a question from OB1. Is Polkadot still supported by Ledger? I'm unable to transfer my Polkadot balance to my Ledger wallet. Yes, it is still supported, OB. In Ledger Live Mobile, Ledger Live Desktop as well. You want to make sure that you have the latest version of the Polkadot app on your device though, because if you don't, you're gonna get transaction version errors in Ledger Live. So let me just show you the last. Okay, so let me just real quick go into the manager, and I'll show you the latest version of the Polkadot app, and you can compare this version to the version that shows in your instance of Ledger Live, and see if that might be what's causing the issue here. Because again, if you Polkadot app updates, they are tricky, because if you don't update, then basically you will not be able to transact on the Polkadot blockchain anymore. So, okay, so check this out. This is the current version of Polkadot, 23.9420.2. It's kind of crazy. So again, 23.9420.2. That should be the version. Let me drop that number in the chat for you. That should be the version of the app that's installed on your device. If you're seeing any other number, that means that the app is out of date, and that's the reason why you're not able to transact OB. So, okay. Let's say, for example, like the issue persists. I could also suggest to, every single time there's an issue with transaction like that, if it's not the app, it could be the cable as well. If it's not the cable, it could be Ledger Live having some sort of issue, although I'm not aware of any issue specifically. But in this case, you can always try with like a third-party wallet, like Talisman, for example, which is a third-party wallet for Polkadot. So this way you can try to isolate the issue, right? Because if it doesn't work with Ledger Live, but it works with Talisman, then the issue is not the Polkadot app on the device, but it's actually Ledger Live. So I'm gonna share that with you as well. Okay, great. Okay, so that was the update. So thank you, Obi, for clarifying that. Yeah. So again, Polkadot. You really need to stay on top of updates, because if you don't, then you're just not going to be able to transact. That's valid for every single update. So, once in a while, I would say before you're about to send a transaction on Polkadot network, just connect your Ledger device to MyLedger. Typically, if there's an update, you'll see like a little blue dot next to MyLedger. So you know that one of your apps, or maybe the firmware, needs to be updated. Then you click this, you do your updates, and then off you go. And Polkadot specifically, you always need to keep the app updated. Cool. All right. So, Arya, I'm gonna pick up your question, Arya, because I know you've been waiting for a bit here. So you said like Magic. So you send your Magic token to. Okay, so you send your Magic to Arbitrum instead of Ethereum. Okay, so not a big deal. Okay, as long as the address is the same, then you're fine. I just need to. Okay, so here it is. Actually, okay, so Magic. Okay, so Magic is actually a native token on Arbitrum. So now the question is, so Arbitrum is the natural home for Magic, but because it's an ERC20 token, you can also live on multiple blockchains, including Ethereum. So that's what I mean by you shouldn't worry. As long as the address is correct, then your tokens are safe. They're just on a different network. Okay, what you can do is, so I'm going to really quick check if Magic is supported now. Okay, so it's not supported. It's not supported on Arbitrum. That is why you cannot see it. So what I would suggest, Arya, for you is that you first of all, you follow those steps to connect your Ledger device to MetaMask. So let me share this article with you. So step number 1, connect your Ledger device to MetaMask. Okay. So I'll show you real quick how that works. You would go into MetaMask. like that. Okay, boom. Then you make sure that your Ethereum account is, so you would typically like start MetaMask like that. Then you would make sure to open the Ethereum app on the device. You would click Connect Wallet, select Ledger, and connect. Okay. Then you would select an account. Okay, so for example, this one, you can see like this one is already added to MetaMask, but I'm just going to show you a second account just for the sake of presentation. And your Ledger Ethereum account will appear here. Okay. And so now you're still on the Ethereum network. You will have to connect to the Arbitrum network. So you would then click here, add network, add Arbitrum, approve, switch to Arbitrum. And now you can see the same address, but on the Arbitrum network, okay? So at this point, you should be able to connect to that address you send your Magic to, but on the Arbitrum network. Then the last step to see your Magic would be to click import tokens here, then grab this address that you get from CoinMarketCap. So here, you would grab this address, paste it here in token contract address, add custom token, and import. And at this point, the Magic balance will appear here. Okay, and then you will be able to send your token, manage your balance, and do all the stuff that you can do in Ledger Live, but because Ledger Live doesn't support Magic yet, you will have to do it via MetaMask. So I know that's quite a lot of things to take, but we also have a article that explains how to connect to Arbitrum network on MetaMask. So I'm going to share that with you. And I'm also going to share the contract address so you can add Magic to MetaMask once you finish connecting your Ledger device to MetaMask and MetaMask to Arbitrum. Then you will need let me just up. So once I'm going to share up this address here so you can add the token as custom token to Arbitrum. And that's it, okay? And then, in the future, I think Magic will also be eventually supported in Ledger Live. So once it is supported in Ledger Live, then you'll also be able to see your Magic balance in Ledger Live, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Let me know if I went too fast, if you want me to backtrack and just help out with some steps here. Okay, next question. Luis, I tried to nominate Polkadot validators 3 times, but getting there are no active nominations messages. Is this common in Ledger staking? Yes, it is common because Polkadot is actually tricky to it's actually pretty tricky to stake on Polkadot. First of all, you need at least 405 dots. If you don't have at least 405 dots, then forget about staking because you will not get staking rewards. Second, you have to select your validators carefully. Personally, I use Jaco. You can follow me on that or not. It's up to you. But this is the one that I like. You can check it out. I'm not affiliated to Jaco in any sense. It's just I've noticed that Jaco is reliable. So that's a validator and that I like to use. And you can see my own validators here. There is only 2 of them are not even validators anymore, because the problem with validators is on Polkadot is sometimes the technical word is they drop out of the validator set, which means that they don't have enough dot delegated to them to even pass the threshold of, I think, 2 million dots to become validators. So when that happens, basically they cannot validate anymore, and you, the user, you cannot nominate for them. So yeah, I would say you potentially want to go through all the validators, maybe validate different validators, and see if that improves your rewards. But again, if you have less than 405 dots, then just forget about it. You will not get rewards. Even if you nominate active validators, you will still not get rewards. Next question, Daniel. I have quants on 2 different ETH accounts. Can you show me, please, how I can move the quant coins to one account? I have all coins on just one account. Yeah, Daniel. So, okay, so let me show you how I would do this. Okay, so let's say for example you have quants in this account here. So I'm going to rename it so you can follow along here. Quant, okay, quant Ethereum. So let's say you've got a bunch of quants in this account, okay, and you've got your ETH in a different account. So let's call it ETH. Okay. So what you want to do, you want to move your ETH from the account where the ETH is stored to the account where the quant is stored, okay? You will not be able to do the opposite, so send the quant back to the other account, because to pay for the transaction fee to move your quant, you will need ETH in the same account to pay for the transaction fee, okay? So you can only move the ETH. ETH doesn't, to move ETH, you just need ETH. So you will be able, however, to move your ETH from this account to the quant account. So this is how we proceed, okay? So move your ETH from the account where it is stored to the account that stores your quant. Now, you might wonder, okay, how do I proceed? Here's the step. So you would select the account that has quant but no ETH. You would click receive. You would go through the steps, okay? Generate an address on your device, just like that, okay? Copy it, boom, approve. Okay, you've got the address that's copied. Okay, then go to the account that has ETH but no quant. Okay, so for example, this one, and then click send. And then paste the address, the address of the account that has the quant but no ETH, and then click continue, okay, and then send all of your ETH to the account that has the quant. This way you will consolidate everything under just one account that will have both the quant and the ETH, and the account that will be sequentially empty, right? So this account, after you empty all the ETH, will be completely empty. Then you can just remove it from the portfolio like that, okay? So you don't send more funds to it. That's the way I would do it. So I hope that answered your question. Let me know if that wasn't super clear. I can go back and explain more in details. Okay. Next, Rob. Okay, so same issue as Daniel. Not send quants to my wallet. Just keep in mind, guys, that it's fine to send quants to your Ethereum account. Just make sure you've got also ETH in the account, okay? Like just sending quants to an Ethereum account that doesn't have ETH, the quant's gonna get stuck in that account, because if you want to move your quant out of the account, you will need ETH in the same account to be able to pay for the transaction, okay? This is how it works. Marcelo, thanks. Yeah, you are welcome, Marcelo. Next question, CryptoFoca. Interesting name. Hi, hey, how's it going? Aria, okay, that was the magic issue. I think that one is solved. Next, Block X Block. Dan, I redeemed my Ledger Stacks NFT and need to change my delivery address because I recently moved. I cannot edit my address because it won't allow me. Cool. Okay, so thank you for reaching out for that. We will, you'll need to get a hold of us by email to get that sorted, Block. So let me share with you, let me show you how to get a hold of us via email. So you would go to support.ledger.com. Okay, so let me share that with you. Block, here we go. Okay, so go to ledger.com. On the website, there is going to be a contact us button here that's behind my camera, so that's why you can't see it, but click the button, then click new conversation. Then on subject, you can select Ledger Stacks, submit, and then you can go through the steps, and then send us an email and explain. Actually, you don't even have to select a stacks. You can select a shipping. I think shipping might be a better option. So select order and shipping, submit, and then go through the bot, explain the issue to the bot, and then you'll get the option to either talk to a live agent or send us an email, and then you can select like how you want to talk to us, and then we'll get that sorted for you. So I hope that answered your question here, Blocks. Okay, so I reached out to Ledger Support. They provided me a link on where I can edit my order. There is no edit button to change my address. Okay, so Block, just get back to the agents that dealt with your case, and just tell them that you were not able to, the link didn't work, you need assistance, and they'll have to manually edit that address. Okay, that's how I would do it. If you have the case ID, so that would be a 6-digit number, if you could drop the case ID number in the chat, and maybe I can escalate that for you. But I would also just share your case ID number with me, but also reopen the ticket so the agent can proceed with the case. Okay. All right. Next question. So that one will be from. Let me just change that back. Okay. So next question will be from Ramona. I was hacked and all my tokens are gone. I'm so sorry to hear that, Ramona. That really sucks. Honestly, that really sucks. I'm so sorry for that. What is the Ledger process to handle this situation? Okay, so Ramona, you'll need to. Ledger cannot get the tokens back for you because we don't have your private keys, and if you share U24 recovery phrase with a hacker, then they probably took the coins and now it's in their wallets and we don't have the private keys. So what we can do, we can assist the police if they decide to launch an investigation. We can assist the police with tracking the funds, and if the funds, the off chance would be like long shots would be like if the funds end up on an exchange and the police, the local police for you is able to mandate that exchange to freeze the funds and to return the tokens to you. That's really the long shot resolution of cases like that. So what I would say, definitely just approach the police, open the case, and once you're done, just get in touch with us. Just ask the police to get in touch with us via support.ledger.com. Okay. So support.ledger.com. The police will send us an email, and then we'll help the police, track the funds with the investigation. And this is our process. Okay. Ramona. So this is the email for the police to contact us. And if you want to learn more about our process, there is actually a article that explains what you can expect from this kind of situation. To be fair, it's very difficult once the funds have been drained to get the funds back. Just to be perfectly transparent, Ramona. But there is some hope. Like, at least if you try, it's worth trying, because there's been some happy resolution, although they're not common. Okay. Also, Ramona, I would say that if there is still your Ledger device is still good to use, right? But you'll need to change the recovery phrase in the device, change the private keys, so it's safe to use again. And if you have any funds still in your Ledger accounts, you need to move those funds to a safe wallet that's not compromised. Then you need to reset the device, generate a new recovery phrase, new private keys, new accounts, and then send the funds back. We also have a process for that, Ramona. If you want to keep using your Ledger device, okay. So I can send you the steps. Here we go. There you go. Yeah, so you're saying like I email Ledger the information with the police report. Okay, does Ledger have insurance to protect consumer? No, we don't. We don't because we're just a technology provider. We're not a bank, so we just give our users the tools to create accounts and their private keys, but we don't have insurance for users. It's up to the user to protect their private keys. I know it sounds very maybe it sounds a little cold, but that's what we do. We just provide technology to create those private keys. We do help the police with investigation, and we'll try our best to get you sorted, Ramona. Again, I've seen some successful recovery. They're rare, but they exist. So we'll try our best. Okay. If you want, you can drop the case ID in the chat, and I can take a look tomorrow morning and see if there's anything that I can do to maybe help track the funds or anything like that. But no, we do not provide insurance. Okay. Next question. OB1. Okay, I was able to transfer the balance. Okay, great. 7 with my 24 watt phrase, what do you recommend in terms of titanium storage you have available? I'm looking to get one from your reseller here in Australia. Okay, good question. I would say go for the so I'm sorry, I'm about to show you the most expensive option on the Ledger store, but really for me it's the best metal seed storage that we sell. So Ledger store. So let me give you two options, okay? And you can decide what you want. I'm going to give you one Ledger store option, and I'm going to give you a second option that I also like, which is not on the Ledger store, okay? And then you can decide what you want. So in terms of the Ledger option, that would be 100% the CryptoTag Zeus. And again, it is the most expensive, but it's also the best in terms of user experience. It's been tested to, you can bend it, you can put it in acid for half a day, you can burn it. It will protect the information on the metal plate, which is the most important. So this device, it's pure titanium. It's great, but it's expensive. Okay, but that's the one I would recommend. So let me share that with you. 7. So that's the Ledger option. Okay. I would say, when it comes to protecting your private keys, your recovery phrase, like definitely like invest on something like solid, okay, like that. The second option, which is not the Ledger option, I would say would be the Black Ink Seed. That's another cheap. This one is a cheaper option. It's pretty good. It's basically like a piece of metal, and it comes with an etching pen, and then you etch your 24 word phrase on the plate. This is shipped with a little stylus here and a plate, and then you have to etch that in the plate. That's also like been very, very good at. It's a very, very good solution for storing your metal. Your seed phrase. I would say as well, this is not enough. Okay, like having a metal plate is a good first step, but I think if you want to make your setup even more secure, I would say on top of that, you just add a passphrase. And a passphrase is just a way to create secret accounts. So your passphrase are protected by your 24 word plus a 25th word that you can memorize. And even if someone gets access to your 24 word recovery phrase, if they don't have the 25th word, they won't be able to access the secret accounts. It's a very powerful concept, but it's a little advanced. So we don't recommend it for new users, but that might be a good option for you. And that's really like taking your security to another level, I think. So if you have a passphrase plus a titanium plate like the CryptoTag Zeus, then you should be good. You remove a central point of failure, which is the phrase. Yes, I wanted to. Yeah, here we go. How to set up a passphrase. So check that out as well. Okay, yeah, no worries, 7. I hope that helps. If you have any issue with setting up the passphrase, just let me know, because I know it's not super straightforward. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. Something else I wanted to tell you as well. It came to me when I was talking about passphrases. Yeah, I forgot it. But yeah. So passphrase plus titanium, that's great. Oh yeah, I remember now. There is a website, Jameson Lab metal plate. This gentleman called Jameson Lab, he's been in the Bitcoin community like for a long time, and he's actually like tested all the different metal seed solution, and he's made a website where he ranks all these different metal plates. He tests every single so he has like a stress test methodology where he just dumps them into acid and he burns them with a torch, and he does all these crazy things to the plate. He crushes them with a hydraulic press as well, and then he sees which ones are effective or not at protecting your data, your phrase. So you can also check that out. And both the solutions that I showed you earlier have been tested that way, and they've been pretty effective. So yeah, I would definitely base my recommendation on that. Okay, hope that helps. It's also fun to see like all this, how he's torturing all those metal plates. So it's a fun read going through like all the different plates. Cool. All right. Next question. All right, guys. So I might have to go soon because I have a hard stop at 6 p.m. So a few more questions here. ECB Wong. Sorry, I missed your question. After installing 2.2.1, the firmware, I noticed there is a number. Is this the unique ID-based recovery service number? I actually don't know which number you mean. Recover is not launched yet, so I don't think that's a recover service. Plus, updating the firmware doesn't actually activate recover. So even after we launch recover, if you update the firmware, that will not automatically activate recover, right? You'll still have to go through the onboarding. So it's impossible to accidentally activate recover. We'll never force you to use recover if you don't like it. It's completely optional. So I don't think that's a number. I think what you saw is probably like the genuine check number, possibly. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you updated via Ledger Live, then you're fine. You got the correct firmware. Okay. Aria, got it. Yeah, no worries. Luis, thanks a lot. Yeah, okay, no worries, Luis. Tim, any update on Ledger Stacks? No updates. I'm also waiting for mine. We'll let you know via email whenever we are ready to ship you the stacks. Sorry again for the delay. We just want to make sure that we ship a good product. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go. I think. I'm sorry. I've got a hard stop now, basically. So I'm gonna have to go. Yep. So thank you so much for coming to the AMA, guys. I'm sorry if I couldn't make it to your question. If I wasn't able to make it to your question, I'll be back tomorrow. Felix from the team will be back tomorrow at the same time. I'll be in the chat, so we'll be here to help you out. Me, I'll be back on Thursday for the live. So if you want to catch me specifically, you can come on Thursday at 5 p.m. CET. Yep. So thank you so much, guys, again. Oh, if there is an urgent question, you can also drop it into the comments under the video. Okay, once the video goes live after the end of the stream. Yeah, just drop your question and I'll get back to you. Okay. Yeah. If not, I'll see you on Thursday. If you want to catch a live, there is one tomorrow. If not, there is one on Wednesday. If not, there is one on Friday. There's gonna be a live every single day, guys. So don't worry. If it's not today, it's gonna be tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. Don't get scammed. Okay, do not share your 20 forward recovery phrase with anyone. I insist, do not get scammed, please. Okay, this is a good time to buy and accumulate. Don't let scammers get a hold of your 20 forward recovery phrase. anyone asking you for your phrase is trying to scam you. Okay, a legitimate Ledger account or Ledger employee will never ask you for your 24 recovery phrase. A legitimate Ledger copy of Ledger Live or Ledger software will never ask you for your 24 recovery phrase. So please don't get scammed. Okay, someone asking you for your 24 recovery phrase is a huge red flag, huge. Okay, so please be careful. Okay, don't take a picture of it, don't share it. Just take care of it. Okay, guys. All right, sorry for the rant. I just want you to be safe, and I just want everybody to be happy and rich in the next bull market. So yeah, it's just a very important message. Cool. All right, guys. See you next time. Thank you so much, and take care of you. Okay. Bye bye.